Namaste! Grand Rising, Divine Feminine. Welcome or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Come in! Come on! I've got intel. Recon is afoot. The planetary energies are Divine Feminine. The Skullduggerous Moon is in Leo, the 5th house, the house where we take risks and live in our childlike spirits as we kick our way into our creativities, darling dears. This is trining with Jupiter in Aries. What's Jupiter about? Expansion, darling dear. Making things bigger, better, and more abundant. And Aries, it's about the self. So it's the you show, Divine Feminine. The you show. Ha ha! I love it. I don't hate it. Yes, Divine Feminine. They're trap holes, right? Their mouths have been shut because they can't compete where they don't compare. Tables you no longer sit at, you are still being rehashed. But it's only what? To the simpletons amongst the feeble-minded. They've got nothing on you, darling dear. Why? Because it's from the ashes, baby. You rose from the ashes and you continue to what? Take great leaps and bounds into the unknown where you are being blessed by the what? Most High, Father God, Mother Isis, as you embody what Queen Nefertari told us. You are he or she for whom the sun rises. That's right, Divine Feminine. That's right. With the Skullduggerous Moon in Leo trining Jupiter in Aries, big ideas are coming to mind, darling dear. To your mind, your big mind, darling dear, full of everything. This will expand your mind and your ideas in new ways as you continue to conceive, believe, and achieve. And what? Give them love and light and a quick one of those as you disappear over the hemisphere of your infinite possibilities, Divine Feminine. Yes, baby, they must shut up. Shut up. Right. As I sip my mocha, as I remind you, we ain't getting smoked. Oh, how now, brown cow? Because in your jungle, Divine Feminine, your peaceful jungle, you sleep at night. You was built for this. You are ibex. Have you not seen an ibex? How they cling to a sheer face mountain, and if there's a crack, you don't fall back. You use it to your advantage and continue to ascend, darling dear. And we don't look behind us. Why? Because your name's not Salt Bay, Lot's wife. Oh, how now, brown cow? Too busy what? Manifesting and bending the matrix as only a Divine Feminine can. Humble warrior, spiritual gangster, fist bump. Let's dive into this read, darling dears. Ooh, just the one. Why not get this one, darling dear? Canaz. Love it. I don't hate it. This is represented by the Hermit in Tarot. It also speaks about knowledge, darling dear. You are getting knowledge. You are getting download after download. But you have to remember, if it's something for you to have to act on, do it immediately. Don't hitch. Don't wait. Why? You are being creatively inspired, darling dears, with revelation after revelation after revelation to go forward. This is an arrow going forward. Canaz is represented by the letters K, I, and C for kick. Skullduggerous mind, stop taking me off my gangster. Anyhow, yes, baby, Hermit energy is Virgo energy, and Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Why? Because what? You got it in the brains, darling dear. Highly intelligent, able to bend the matrix, come from the ashes and continue to rise as your Big Cat Chronicles continues. You've got some siblings in the background, darling dear. They are so in the background. They're like distant pyramids, dusty and old. Yes, looking at what you've got going on. Some of them are even contemplating communicating with you, darling dear. They would like to take a short journey to your life. Oh my God. Remember, this is the Hermit. You was isolated for a reason. They were betraying betrayers, and they'll betray you again. They just want to know what your gangster is to see if they can get their echopraxic on. What's that? Copycat, copying you. But they can't copy the original. It will always be a dull copy, darling dear. Barely making it. Just like Luther Vandross's curl. Barely making it, darling dears. Barely. The Hermit energy is ruled by the number 9 in tarot, darling dears. What does the 9 mean in the numerology of it all? You surrender to the progress. And the process of you, darling dear. Progress is very important. Freudian slip meant to come out. Why? Because we're besties, darling dears, and we're having a little chat. Of course you are progressing. What's going on? It also speaks about something coming to fruition, something that you've been working hard on. Maybe you felt a little low energy. Why? Because you was getting spiritual downloads, and now you're about to jettison into attainment and fulfillment. The 9 also rules your humanitarianism, darling dear. Baby, you can't use it on people that try to treat you like a thumber. They wanted you at the bottom of the double wide coffin, looking at their crack for air. Well, guess what? Who's laughing now, divine feminine, as you found the direction and headed out, as only a big cat can? Love it, don't hate it. Wow, and wow again. He also speaks about completion as well as the universal love, darling dear. But the love always comes with selflessness. Yes, baby, you are selfless amongst those that deserve it, darling dears. And not everybody deserves to be in your light. Why? They will plug in their shit and light up their own bitch and take your energies, darling dears. And not everybody can sit at your tableau. They must hit the road, just like Jack, darling dear. They wanna come off the field and get into your barn. I think not. Wisdom is for the wise. That's why you walk with the wise, divine feminine. This is why you are not deluded by illusions of wickedness. You are obstreperous, you'll be noisy and extremely difficult to handle if they dare step into your arena. You are ibex, and you are equipped with 3 go-to moves. Go and watch my Don't Get Smoked video where I teach you light kung fu and self-defense, darling dears. Well, we're besties. We've got to know how to protect ourselves. We don't, it's not in you don't want to learn to fight to beat someone up, darling. It's to get away so you can sock it to them from a distance by winning. All you do is win, darling dear. You was isolated for a reason, for self-examination and self-improvement. And those days are about to be over, darling dears. It's your coming out party. And if they was mad before, oh well, I don't know if there's a possibility of going past being upset, darling dear, other than being left behind. So they're mad and left behind. As I sip my mocha, because I ain't getting smoked. Yes, baby, divine has decided that we get the big drum of palmers, darling dear, so that we are we are lubricated, right, stretch mark free, and able to bend to any situation. That is for us, darling dear, as we continue to be the ibex. Yeah. That was a whole mouthful. But let's carry on, darling dears. Let's carry on. We're inclined to get the charms out first. Give it a good trusty. We're going to look for where the big cat falls, darling dears. So that would be the most important to you, darling dears. Where did it fall? Right here, darling dear. On the Chariot. What's that success? That big S being bandied around. Come on, divine feminine. Drop down and get your eagle on. Right? We're also going to be looking for, where is it? The infinity sign is right next to the Hamza. The Hamza is about what? Peace, darling dear. Infinite peace is being granted unto thee. We also have the what? The devil energy. All by itself. Obsessively jealous on the peace you've created, darling dear. They wanted you to be stuck on them, but that is so far behind you. You also have what? Your key, your Chiron, darling dear, next to the sword. Your Chiron is your healing. Find your Chiron on your birth natal chart. Why? because the house that it falls next to, the swords, is about what? Intel, darling dear. There's some information that you have to reread. And when you read where your Chiron is, the house that it falls in, look at the house that is juxtaposed to it, darling dear, because you'll also get some intel there. We've got the Tower moment here next to your strength. They're upset. They are upset and obsessed with the strength that you've got from the inside out. Your strength is right here next to the biggest pentacale of them all. Abundance, new beginning, right? Your mind is in the right direction, darling. They're focused on you. Look where the dummy bat is. Right on your hermit. Listen, I kid you not. Here it be, the dummy bat. They focused on you and your ancestors are watching them, and your ancestors are petty, likes to wake them up at the 3 a.m. But anyway, look here. Your Ace of Cups is turned over right next to what? Come in. Come on, lean next to it, darling dear. We have what? Masculine energy, or someone embodying masculine energy, darling dear. This is a narc. You have no love for them, darling dear. Too busy what? Trying to shine off your star of healing. Somebody didn't want you to heal in a situation. They've got the work here. This sewing machine, can you see it? Your work, darling dear. They didn't want you to have a job, right? And if you ain't got no job, you ain't got no home. If you ain't got no home, right? You ain't got no food, right? And you can't afford lace fronts. They didn't want you to work. They didn't want you to work. World card is right here next to the Justice. You was meant to be the karma for them. The World card was on its face. No fresh start for them. So what? Get good luck to them, darling dear. We've also got the Judgment right here next to the Death card. So their judgment is to what? Stay in the paradigm that they've created for themselves. We've also got another what? A wish, darling dear. Make a wish. It's about to be granted. Why? Because it's next to the scales of justice. Something is going in your favor. You took a leap of faith, darling dear. Look at this. The Joker, the Fool card, the Fool charm is all by itself. You took a leap of faith by yourself. And it also speaks about you being isolated. They chose you to be isolated from the pack, right? This is directly across from what? The Empress's crown. When you left the situation, darling dear, you was extremely depleted. And you was a bit bitter. I can't lie, darling dear. But it fell right next to what? The Hermit. You was separated for a reason. Everything was written before you came to this Malkuth, darling dear. You was meant to be separated from them, and you was meant to succeed and suck it to them, because right next to the Chariot is the Wheel of Fortune for fate, destiny, and good luck. Yes, baby, and all they can do is watch on this. This is what the Gemini, the Lover's energy. It also speaks about you making right choices. It's in the upright. A lot of negative energy is still at your back. Well, let it be. Let it be. Whispered words of wisdom. Let it be. Come through Paul McCartney. Posh clap. Yes. Good luck for them. Right, let's get this out of the way and move on quickly at a hot trot, darling dears. Times like this, I would like a helper. I want a PA, right? Okay, let's move on. Let's move on quickly, darling dears, quickly. Because time is of the essence. And remember, we ain't getting smoked. And we ain't smoking ourselves. That would be a sin. And you'll have to come back to this Malkuth. No smocation indicated. Right, let's carry on, darling dears, at a hot trot. Because they hate the fact that you're growing and moving on, darling dears. Keeping your circle tight and right, darling dear, the way I like it. Okay, let's give it a good shufty. Split the deck. Is that all? Okay. What is your ancestral oracle message today? As you are the phoenix rising from the ashes. I'll take the two that are open. They're what? Getting readings on you, darling dear. They want to know exactly what's happening to you. And it's current readings that they've got, darling dear. Someone even might be getting a reading even as we speak. We're in the spring, aren't we? Yes, baby. They're getting readings on you to find out what's going on with you, darling dears. Evidently, they don't like it because part of the reading told them what? They can't come back. They got the knowledge of that. You're tired of being betrayed by them. The spring, the watchtower of the spring, darling dears. I love it. I don't hate it. It also represents the east, The eastwardly direction is represented by what? Sword energy, darling dears. So it's speaking about you being elusive. They've heard some kind of knowledge about the actions that you're taking, how you set your intentions, and you communicate differently. They're definitely gaining some form of clarity about you, darling dears. Where else can this watchtower of the east tell us? Again, as I it's air energy, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. We're narrowing it down. It also speaks about what? They've been told that you are a visionary, darling dears. You was meant to break the mold. They don't like it. They're getting current readings on you. Really? Your ancestors can tell us, they tell us so much. Let's get another deck. I'm carrying on like I've got so much space on all these tables. Okay, they're getting current readings on you. Let's get right into it. Where's my my big tarot cards? Where are they? Here it is. Go with the psychic tarot. Okay, so they're getting readings on you, trying to find guidance, right? What else did they find out when they got the reading on the big cat who's minding their own business, right? Patience, that you're protected, darling dear. This is Temperance. They know that you are spiritually protected. You are a spiritual badass. They also know that what? You are an earth angel. You were sent to be a seed in their life. Help to plant them into the what? The light. Look at them in the dark, getting the reading. Yes, this hood looking alfalfa. Listen, my palm is itching me. That means Skrilla.com is afoot. I'm Reiki Master, and I can choose to use my energy how I want to use it. And I use it for abundance. Take it, Divine Feminine. Take it. Abundance comes in many forms. Not just Skrilla, but also in knowledge, health, darling dear. And what? Soul tribe. Be patient, darling dear. They should be patient because you've got so much more to show them, Divine Feminine. Nothing can track you more than a hater, darling dears. They are focused, man. If it wasn't for you, they wouldn't get up in the morning. Why? Because they want to see what you're doing. And the cards that they told them that you are having a fabulous, gorgeous, lovely time. What else are they telling them? That you changed your face in this world. Death card in the upright. Listen, you changed from a dummy bat into what? Can't catch me now. They've seen that you've taken the shackles off your feet so that you could dance away from them. Come through, Mary, Mary. Push, clap, love it. I don't hate it. This is the Scorpio energy, darling dears. Scorpio is the 8th house. It also speaks about death and dying. You've got a family member who is on the edge, darling dears. My condolences, but it's someone that you do not speak with anymore. There's some kind of inheritance around them, some kind of monies to do with them, darling dear. Something that was taken, an asset that was meant to be for you, darling dear. The 8th house is about finances. Whoever took this money or this asset, darling dears, they took out loan after loan after loan because the 8th house is about loan. They've also got taxes on them. Not only spiritual taxes, darling dears, but physical taxes on this Malkuth. They're on the docket on Keter as well as Malkuth. That's their business, blood. Somebody took something that was meant for you, Divine Feminine. Energy that was meant for you. But guess what? You transformed anyway. Why? Because you're the Phoenix cat. Outrageous for sure. Come through. Is that Demo Beckham? I saw you eating that red velvet cake. It made my mouth water because I love the red velvet cake. But I try not to have it in the house because I can't sleep at night. I'm on the stairs like a cat to go and get the cake. What else did they find out? You are strong, darling. You're not strong. You're trung. You're trung, darling dears. There you get no S. This means you can't be tempted off your flip-flop into what? Fucking knees, blood. They can't tempt you back. They also learned about your spiritual strength and that your words carry spiritual weight. This is why, Divine Feminine, you must choose your words wisely. It's one thing to think it, but to actually put it out there into the hemisphere, only speak good of others and yourself. And if you can't say something nice, silencio! Say nothing at all! Yeah, you've got nothing to say to them. And look, this is a tarot deck, darling dears. It's got all of the cards in here. And look what you got, Divine Feminine. Major Arcana. 3 major arcana. What is the likelihood of that? There's 78 cards in the deck, darling dear. You have divine timing on your side. You are being spiritually guided at this moment in time, right? We've got 13 and 14, right? So 13 and 13 is 26, 27. 27 plus the 8 is 25. The 2 and a 5 goes to a what? A 7. So 7 is extremely important. 7 in numerology is about the what? The knowledge. The knowledge which you already saw from the runestone, darling dears. You are getting spiritual download after spiritual download. What further compounds this is the moon in Leo trining Jupiter in Aries. Big ideas are coming into your cranium, darling dears. And you're thinking, well, how did I think that? It's because you're a big cat. Stop interrupting me, right? It was sent to expand your mind in new ways, but you have to act on it. My hand is really itching me today. Why are we winning? If there ever was a day to go on the lottery, darling dears. Take the energy again, divine feminine. Take that energy again. Right, we was just discussing the numerology of the 7. The downloads that you're going to be getting, darling dears, you have to take the time to analyze it in order to get the true understanding. Why? Because knowledge is wisdom, right? Knowledge is also power, and power is power, and power is knowledge, and knowledge is wisdom. I know, divine feminine, it's that throuple that is bandied around you. Divine wants you to continue to what? Be very introspective, as well as what? Slow to speak. And not only that, we are in the year of the 7. It's a highly spiritual number. This is spiritual ascension, darling dears. They found out that you was a spiritual badass. They must want to punch themselves in the eye. Yes. So teach them to stop spying. Spying spires. They've got atikiphobia. They should never have looked. Now they've got atikiphobia. What's that? The fear that they're not good enough. They shouldn't fear that. They should know this to their core, darling dears. As they're left behind, as you continue to scamper over the hemisphere of infinite possibilities, divine feminine. Let's carry on. I'm going to use my oracle, my FP5 Oracle Intel deck. I've got 2, which I've put together because no one's going to check me, boo. If you'd like to pick up the deck, follow the link in my description box below, and you too shall be said owner of said deck or decks. Right, what else do we need to know? They've been spying on you, divine feminine, and they are bent out of shape. They're looking like Smeagol. Their true nature, what's on the inside is showing on the outside. What's this? We've got Libra energy. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, darling dears, and we've got the number 11. What's that? That is the Justice card. You are the karma for them. I know, divine feminine. I know, right? We've also got what? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy, fire energy. Not only that, with the air energy, it speaks about your elusivity, right? And we already discussed this. They can't see you nowhere. Remember, people respect you more when you are absent. Right? But they didn't realize that you weren't pretending. You really ain't coming back. Why ain't you coming back? We've got the fire energy. The fire energy is what? They want to be impulsive, darling dears. But if you allow them back in, they will attack your inner strength and creativities with what? Blood clottery and F shit, darling dears. And you have to remember, one love, one heart. Come through, Bob Marley. Remember, you are God's what? Greatest masterpiece. Ephesians 2:10. And the number 1 speaks of your badass alchemist ways. What's this coming through? Lot's wife, Salt Bay. Yes, baby. They're a whole Salt Bay. Wasn't we just talking about them? Listen. Inclined to see what's on the base of the deck, right? You bust up on a Mitch bitch. Yes. Dare I shuffle again? And again, look what came up. Chiron. Many of you need to go to your birth natal chart and find your Chiron. There are the keys, what? The tools to heal thyself. But also, as I said, look at the house that is juxtaposed to it, darling dears. More intel is there. It will also show you some of what you had to overcome in order to embody the house that your Chiron falls in. Here's another bit of intel for you, darling dears, about manifesting. When the moon is in your sun sign. The sun sign is the where the sun was when you was born. Just like the moon was in my sun sign of Capricorn when I was born, right? Whenever the moon falls in your sun sign, because it goes into each sun sign, there's 12 of them throughout the year. When it's in your sun sign, it stays there for 3 days because it's a full moon. That is when your most manifestation power is. And if you haven't had the moon in your sun sign yet, because I forgot to tell you in January, right? But it is what it is. Don't hold it against me, Divine Feminine. When the moon is in your sun sign for 3 days, and you know how I love a throuple, right? Yes. Anyway, carry on, right? This is when you are in big manifestation mode. So I would advise you to find out when the moon will next be in your sun sign. You can Google it, because Google is your friend, or you can go on Pinterest and get the full moons, the month dates for the full moons for 2023. Why? Because the month before the moon goes into your sun sign, you've got to put everything down. The sugars, the carbohydrates, the alcohol, the sex, being upset. You've got to be even. You've got to be easy breezy, right? And you've got 3 days to manifest whatever you want. Remember, you have your time, and it's your time to what? Manifest. And because my sun sign is Capricorn, I know where the moon's going to be this year. It's going to be where? It's going to be in Capricorn, right? In July. I believe it's on the 3rd. I told you I love a throuple. Find out where yours is, Divine Feminine. You've got homework. Anything I tell you, darling dears, you can find out. Why? Because I'm a keyboard gangster, and you're my best friend, like Thelma and Louise, without the chelation. Pinkies up. Anyway, let's press on at a hot trot. They was getting readings and found out you is strong. That's strong without the S, darling dear. You're not being tempted off your flip-flop to what? Get into the dust with what? Pig swill. They're pig swill. You learned that when you cast your pearls before a swine, all you got was more swines. It also speaks about your instinct care for others. Many of you are in the wrong profession. You have to be in a profession where you are helping someone else out. And the best way to get into manifestation mode is to help out another cat. Do it. If it means volunteering, do it, darling dear. You must have 2-3 hours a week, darling dear, to volunteer. Why? Because that's where love truly begins, darling dears, by helping out another cat. Remember, you are the survival kit, Divine Feminine, for another big cat. What's underneath this? You. More major arcana. More major arcana. When God has a hand on your life, darling dears, he sits high and looks low, and they can't compete where they don't compare. Remember, I told you that. Let's get into it and see what else is going on. I'm going to use my Art Nouveau deck, base of the deck. You are the truth roof. And again, it speaks of the clarity of mind as well as what? The spiritual downloads. The same downloads as those what? Dummy bats, right? With the trippy talkaways and the T-Rex arms got on you, because they have been doing readings on you, darling dears. They paid Skrilla that they could barely afford. And someone who tried to did misappropriate your inheritance, darling dears, they're not benefiting from it, and they're on the docket. I just got this information. The inheritance may even not be money, darling dear. Maybe they blocked you from seeing a particular family member because of their wickedness, darling dears. Because they took something that none of us can get back. Time. They took time that you was meant to spend with a family member, and that family member is now at death's door, darling dears. Listen, they've got a big price to pay beefing with God. That's their business, blood. Not sorry for them, alright? They wasn't sorry for you, Divine Feminine. And they don't compete where they don't compare, and they better shut up, because God is listening. You learn to plan all the way to the end. Law number 29 of the 48 laws of power. And they're having a rude awakening at your rebirth as you are the phoenix rising. What other energies do we need to know? Thank you very much. Listen, they're in debt, darling dear. They're in bad health. They owe to everyone and everybody. I just told you. The 8th house of death and taxes. They've got loans out, darling dear, that they can't afford to pay, right? Look, there's been no progress in their life. And if they've got a car, it's a piece of shit, or they can't afford to pay the note on the car. And if they've got a car, they're just of the Flintstones. Why? Because Fred was able to make his car out of rocks, blood. They're jealous, right? What did I say? You get it on the card and the rune, darling dear. You are isolated from all the wickedness that they're going through. Your spiritual eye is on them, darling dear. And again, it's about you not getting back into situations where it's full of bad luck, bad vibes, bad intention. Yes, 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 yes. Some of you are spending too long looking back at the past when your whole future is ahead of you. And that's the truth, roof. Pinkies up. Baby, if you're still feeling extreme pain from past actions or words that they said against you, darling, it's time to put it down, babe. Time to put it down. Stop living in what they co-created. Why? Because you're giving energy to it. And that same energy you can use to sock it to them, darling dears. Transformation season. You are what? A peaceful warrior and a spiritual gangster. They saw all of the blessings that you have, divine feminine, and their mouths are shut and their eyes are open. They should have done better by you. Yes, baby. They wanted to keep you stuck and they are stuck. I told you. Somebody's going to the graveyard, darling dears. Another one is going to prison and the other one needs to be in hospital, locked up, coloring in a corner. Right? And guess what they'll be writing with the crayon? Your name, divine feminine. Your name. Hangman. They're seeing things from a different perspective, but it also speaks about the obstacles they've... Look! That's all that's going on around them. Confusion and fighting. A situation that you was isolated for a reason. Never you ever feel upset about having to leave family members, even progeny, friends that you had from whatever the paradigm is for you, divine feminine. They was always a narc, jealous, and this is the reading they got on you. This is how they feel, darling dear. This is how they feel, jealous and watching you. Current energy, I told you, the cards told you springtime. We are in the spring, and this is when they got the reading, darling dears. We need some more names on the table. Let's get some names out. Let's get some letters out. Tell us. Right, we've got 4 out. Right, we've got the R, radio. Right, we've got an R. Look what was amongst it. Make a wish, divine feminine, and don't tell anyone. This is your season. Big cat, you haven't listened. You was blessed. I must be like crying, and I don't like to cry because I have to rub them bitches in because they're skin tighteners. At my age, which is over half of 100, I got to tighten what I can when I can. Right? Yeah, you got the blank rune. We also have Uraz, God card on its side. God is, listen, I told you they're beefing with God. This is U and V, right? And we've got a Gebo, which is the G, darling dear. So we've got in particular, somebody's name that begins with a R, a G, a U, and a V is watching you, darling dear, closely. What's this Chariot, right? Unable to progress, unable to move forward with their dealing mattress back animal in a kitten hill. This is a back front. No, it's not even a back front. This is just a front tabber, darling dears. Yes, this front tabber, this fickle energy is watching you co-create 3 of Pentacles. You are, but some of you, right, have a spiritual business or some kind of spiritual practice, but it also speaks about your healing hands. You're about to stand out, right, for your uniqueness, your the different way you do your work, darling dears. You are being seen. If you are not on the internet, get on the internet. If you haven't started a start your channel, get your work out there, darling dears. No need to hide under a bushel. I just told you, it's your coming out party. Love it. They're watching this, darling dears, and they would love to rush back in because, no! Listen, they want to come back with an offer of an apology, and they're a page. And the Page of Cups to boot. This is emotionally manipulative. OMG! Because you have the 4 of Wands and 1111 fade. Highly spiritual number, darling dears. Too blessed to be stressed. It also speaks about the calling in of your true soul tribe. And somebody's about, you've gotten an invitation to some kind of celebration, some kind of party. Don't go. Especially if it's family members or someone from the past. Remember, they could be plotting to beat you up and give you what? The panda bear look for the rest of the springtime. Or maybe even what? Put you in the ground, the hospital, or in prison with R. Kelly. Even R. Kelly's not in prison these days. Yeah, they had to rush him to the hospital because he's got a blood clot. Not a blood clot, a blood clot. If it's a family meeting or whatever, don't go, darling dears. You don't compete where you don't compare. This is being spiritually protected. You are spiritually head and shoulders above these people. You don't want to take on that draining energy, darling dears. When you run things, you run things. Listen, the Empress from 2 different decks. Come on, Divine Feminine. You was isolated from these people for a reason. Major arcana on major arcana. You know your worth. You're abundant. You are pregnant with infinite possibilities. The spiritual downloads that you're getting now is pushing you to start your own businesses. Tap into your entrepreneurial skills, darling dears. Multiple streams of income. This also speaks about you being a mother. Some of you felt isolated as a parent. Why? The other parent is a dummy bat and a dick dealing mattress back that's going nowhere, right? Except to hell, right? To meet their maker. So their home has been made for them in the crevice of the devil's balls. Some of you felt isolated, right? You had no one to help you with your progeny, darling dears. And that's the truth, Ruth. You had no one to help you with your progenies, right? But then again, who would you couldn't ask these people, the drama filled, the emotional turmoil. They was glad, they was happy that you were solo dolo having to raise progenies by yourself. But you the baddest of them all, Divine Feminine. Because they can't compete where you don't compare. You learn how to what? Get down and dirty with it, darling. And you're doing a fabulous, gorgeous and lovely job. Never you ever second guess your parenting skills. From you're not beating them up, verbally abusing them, darling dear. And you're not getting yourself ran through, darling dears. After all, parenting don't come with a handbook, and the handbooks that it come with, that's for someone else, blood. Because in the character, listen, me now call out, no, listen, I have to shut myself up sometimes. Yeah, you couldn't have got no help from the blind, dummy bats, the idiots, the stupid. Nah, blood, none. Look. They had nothing to offer to your tableau. You're doing a brilliant job. A fabulous, gorgeous, lovely job. Solo dolo. Never you ever feel isolated because you don't compete where you don't compare, Divine Feminine. Remember, your progeny are watching you and they will do as you do and not what you say. Continue to lead by example. Sometimes you will feel isolated, and when you feel isolated, what do? You become the hermit, a keyboard gangster. You brush up on other skills. Those progeny, if they're young, they got to sleep at some point. In Jesus' name, they have to go to sleep, right? And while they're sleeping, you get your mocha, you get your keyboard, right? And you do courses. There's free courses on Allison, right? You can do free courses on there. You can do courses on Udemy, which is what £16.99. Yeah, what £16.99 skrillers, darling dears. Do courses, work at nighttime because those progeny must fall asleep at some point in Jesus' name. Continue to what? Make your brain big, darling dear, because you will be guided to build your empire. The Empress is abundant. Earth and Venus energy, and it's a reminder to what? Do something nice for yourself today, darling dears. Buy yourself a little prezi, right? Yes, have that bath. Yes. Late at night when them asleep, in Jesus' name. Those wicked ones, those emotionally tormenting dementors, darling dears, had nothing to offer to your table. They are root chakra in the reverse. They live in survival mode, blood. Outrageous, blood. You are the truth, Divine Feminine. You do not, I repeat, do not compete where you do not compare. Base of the deck, like I said, them have one pentacale and they owe on that bitch. Yeah, Brock Pocketers, buddy, have you got a dime? Have we got time for petty, Divine Feminine? Bestie, you're such a bad encouragement. I'm going to do it anyway. Yes. Jess, Belle. This is Jess and this is Belle. Together they form Jezebel. Them have no pentacale. No Pentacale, none, not a bean. This is lacking in common sense, which would be a superpower around them, a flower that does not grow in their garden. They are under what? They're in spiritual court, right, for doing something, right, isolating you from a family member, taking time, precious time that no one can get back, right? They can't trust nobody around them, right? Because look what they're looking. They're looking in current energy. They're looking at what you've got going on, darling dear. They didn't water their own astroturf. They're having a mental break, darling dear. And they're what? Spiritually deficit. To be avoided at all costs, darling dears. Listen. Skeet, skeet, divine feminine. Skeet, skeet. You did the right thing. Too busy flying high. Tapping into what? Your happiness expertness. Base of the deck. You mastered your emotions around these bottom feeders, right? Yeah. And this is many of them. It's not just one person, darling dear. Many people have got readings on you to see if you was going down Bobby Brown. And what did they see? They wanted to pluck out their eyes, blood. When you're winning. They saw that you own, not have, you own the Wheel of Fortune, darling dear. Fate, destiny, and good luck. And it also speaks about what? Foreign people and distant lands. Some of them even saw you planning journeys, vacays, moving to distant lands. But they know that they can't catch you, darling dear. This is a 10. 10 speaks about what? You ended the cycle and it was the renewal of you. Never you ever feel isolated, right? Because remember, in order for a seed to grow, it has to be in the dark. And you are a soldier for the light. 196 in the chat. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I'm kicking my way through this. Yeah, like I said, you own the Wheel of Fortune, blood. You own it. Accept it, divine feminine. Remember, you are he or she for whom the sun rises. Page of Wands. I told you spiritual downloads, but you have to what? Take action, darling dear. Take action, and you will know when the time to take the action. Why? Everything is in divine timing. You will feel it. You will feel it when it's time for you to move forward at a hot trot, right? You do not what? Take up contracts that have already been rescinded, darling dears. You can't what? Bring back the dead. You are not you are not a necromancer, nor are you divine Dr. Was it Dr. Frankenstein? You're not none of them, right? Continue to turn your shapely back because they are full on sad, mate. They're a sad lot that's full of regret and not remorse, darling dears. The difference between a Judas and a Peter. And we haven't got time for no Trojan horses, blood. We ain't got that kind of time. Cap that world card on its face. Oh, how now, brown cow. What else? When God say yes, block them bitches and mitches. Listen to the Most High. Walk with the wise, and you shall be wise. You are spiritually gifted, darling dears, built to stand out. And I told you many times, you are a survival kit for another big cat. You also have the what? Them spying, these spying spiers. That's all they can do is watch, darling dear. We already saw that they're getting current readings on you, divine feminine. They haven't stopped using the money that they haven't got. Before they pay the money to a what? Exorcist and a psychologist, they're spying on you. What's the matter with them? We know what's the matter with them. Them broke pocket, they brokies, darling. There's brokies. And you hold you own the Wheel of Fortune, right? And you're sitting on your shiznai, your common sense, darling dear, your infinite possibilities. The Four of Pentacles means new home, new job, right? New line in knowledge, darling dears. You are running things. And it's again what? Control your emotions, darling dears. Your emotion is a lie. Master them. You ain't missing out on nothing. They could not have helped you with nothing. And if you'd have stayed around them, your progeny would be delinquents just like theirs. So continue to head out. You dusted off your sandals and headed out, right? Matthew 10:14. Right, let's get the deck of the wicked. Might as well stir it up a bit, seeing as we're here. What time is it? Nearly time to go, darling dears. My hand, it looks like I've got big hands, but I haven't. My hand is all palm and no, and fingers are short. I saw this lady the other day, right? On YouTube, her nails was like this on her hand. And then she kept clicking them on the tape. I was mesmerized. And then I said to her, how does she wash her coochie, right? Worse yet, how does she wipe her own ass when she goes poo? How? Listen, she could not make any dumplings for me. That's all I can tell you, mate. I will be nil by mouth until I can get to my baggie of what? Honeydew melons, which I cut with my own hands. Listen, different strokes for different folks. Final messages for Divine Feminine who does not compete where they don't compare. Final messages. They're addicted to you, mate. They're focused, man. And they've got addictions to being what? Fucked up, darling dear. Fucked up. What else? What did I say? They're in court, right? They're getting a spiritual kick in the nutsack. They've got legal woes, court orders. They're being tracked, darling dear. They're being tracked. Some of them are going to prison. Well, they'll be going to prison, but R. Kelly's not there at the moment. R. Kelly's at the hospital with the blood clot. Yes, I said blood clot, not blood clot. Two entirely different things, blood. Hiding a criminal past, right? Listen, I told you, they're on the docket, mate. Stay away from the bad luck, mate. Right. Look what I just pulled out again. And they're watching you obsessively jealous, darling dear. And they've got addictions that they can't afford. Good God, that must make them a real, was it happy slappy lies they're telling, mate? Imagine they got addictions and they can't afford them. They're making everybody's life hell. Not yours though. You minding your own business, right? If it was a partner, this person is a dig dealer, a community genitalia who's got a mattress back. We already saw it on the Night of Wands, right? You was the right package at the wrong address. I told you, Divine Feminine. Merchants of slanders on the balls of their feet, but their mouth is about to be shut, right? What's this? Trying to work out how to approach you after all they've done. They want to know how to approach you, Divine. All right, I'll tell you how they can approach you, because we've got some kind of communion, darling dear, because we're besties, right? We're best friends. I'll tell you how the best way for them to approach you, right, is with their head on the platter. Their head must be separated from their body, and they're carrying that platter. That'll be great. They want to know. Leave them on pause. On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle to my Teesprings, toddle to my Patreon, or simply come back here. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I'm kicking my way through these tarot streets again. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Their mouths are being shut. 217 in the chat. Hit the notification bell. You are my Obi-Wan Kenobi bestie.